Students, now today onwards we are going to start the design of spur gears. Before to begin with the design, we will see the different types of gears. The first is a spur gear. If the teeth are cut parallel to the axis, so this is the axis of the shaft and these are the teeth. If the teeth are cut parallel to the shaft, axis of the shaft, that type of gear is called as spur gear. And if the teeth are cut at some angle with respect to the axis of the shaft, that gear is called as helical gear. So what is the difference between the spur and helical gear is the teeth in case of spur gear are parallel to the axis of the shaft, and in this case they are parallel to the at some angle to the axis of the shaft. The velocity ratio in case of spur gear is 6:1 and the velocity ratio in case of helical gear is 10:1. If we talk about the advantages and disadvantages of spur gear and helical gear, in case of spur gear, when the two gears come in contact, they are having line contact. When these two are met, they are having line contact, and because of the line contact, in case of spur gears, they are subjected to some initial jerk and the vibration takes place. As well as because of the line contact, they are noisy. But in case of helical gears, because of the helix, initially they are having a point contact and slowly that point contact becomes a line contact. Therefore, the engagement of helical gears is very smooth. The another type of gear is called as bevel gear, and the bevel gears are used when the two shafts are at perpendicular to each other. So this is the arrangement where these are the two shafts which are intersecting and perpendicular to each other. That type of gears are called as bevel gears. And the spur and helical gears are used when the shafts are parallel to each other. In case of, there is another case where there is a arrangement of gear and the worm. So this is the worm, and this worm is nothing but a simple like a threaded screw, and over this worm this gear is rotating. So this is the gear having teeth. So this arrangement is called as worm and worm gears. So here this worm and worm gears are used when the shafts are neither perpendicular nor intersecting to each other. Okay. So this is the way, and the velocity ratio in case of bevel gear is up to 3:1, and this is the most advantage of worm gears is that it is up to 100:1. So the most important term which is basically that we should know is nothing but the terminology. So we should know the different terms which are used in the spur gear. So terminology of spur gear we will see. If you will see the only one single tooth like this, and we'll just show the different parts of this tooth are like this. Here that we will try to understand what is the different terms which are used in case of. So this portion is called as topland. This is called as the face of the tooth, and the lower portion is called as the flank. This distance, which is very important in case of spur gears, is called as face width, and which is generally denoted by B. If we draw one circle which is at the center, and that circle is called as pitch circle, is pitch circle, and the thickness of the gear measured, so this is the thickness which is measured at the pitch circle is called as tooth thickness. So it is important that tooth thickness is measured at the pitch circle. The one more circle, if we will draw it from the Toffland like this, and this circle is called as addendum circle. And if we will draw the another circle at the bottom, that circle is called as dedendum circle. And just below to the dedendum circle, there is a one more circle, and that circle is called as base circle. So what is the advantage or significance of the base circle is the profiles, involute or cycloidal tooth profiles, which are used for the generation of the gear tooth. All the profiles are generated from the base circle, and this distance is called as clearance, denoted by C. The distance from addendum circle to pitch circle, that distance is called as addendum. And the distance from pitch circle to the dedendum circle is called as dedendum. Addendum and dedendum. Okay. Then the different terms that also which are used in the spur gear, one is called as pressure angle, which is alpha, denoted by alpha is a pressure angle. So what is this pressure angle? So if we draw the two pitch circles of a, this is a pitch circle of a gear and this is the pitch circle of a pinion. So this is the center of the pinion and this is the center of the gear. So in the pair of gear, the smaller member is called as pinion and the bigger member is called as gear. These are their centers, O1 and O2. If we draw one circle which is a base circle drawn by that line, and if we draw a tangent to these two base circles that is passing through the point at the pitch circles. So this is the tangent and that point is called as pitch point, and this line is called as a common normal. This line is called as common normal, or it is also called as line of action. Why it is also called as line of action? Because the engagement and disengagement of the teeth is taking place along this action and the power transmission is taking place along this action, and therefore it is called as line of action. If you draw one more line or tangent to the two pitch circles, then it is called as a common tangent. So this is a common tangent. Therefore, the angle between common normal and common tangent is called as pressure angle alpha. And this pressure angle has a great significance in the design of spur gears. There is a one more term. If you will see that more than two teeth are there, so this is the case. If you can say, this is the one more teeth I am going to draw. So this is the pitch circle that you already know. This is the pitch circle. So if we can say the Z is number of teeth on a gear. So Z is denoted by number of teeth. So what is the next important term which we are going to define is a circular pitch. So what is the circular pitch, which is PC? So the circular pitch is nothing but the distance between the two successive teeth. This is called as circular pitch. Distance between the two successive teeth, and that can be calculated by circumference, which is pi d divided by z. So d is called as the pitch circle diameter of the gears. The next and the very important term is called as diametral pitch. So one more term I am going to define is diametral pitch, which is denoted by PD, and it is the ratio of number of teeth to the pitch circle diameter of the gear. And from this diametral teeth we are going to define one more term, which is module. So we will define the next important term is module, which is M. So what is this module and what is the role of module in the design? When we are designing the shafts, at that time our aim is to design the shaft, means to determine the diameter of the shaft. Similarly, when one will ask you to design the gears, means they will ask you to determine the dimension of the module, because once you know the dimension of the module, you are able to find out the dimensions of the gear. So the module is nothing but the ratio of pitch circle diameter of the gear to the number of teeth, and therefore from this value of module we are going to find out the most important term, that is pitch circle diameter of the gear. That PCD is given by M and Z. And suppose these are the two gears, this is the gear 1 and this is the gear 2, and this is the distance between the two gears, that we called it as a center distance. So if diameter of the gear is dP and diameter of the gear is dg, so center distance is defined by dP by 2 plus dg by 2. But we know what is d, that is nothing but the mz, so that is mzp plus mzg upon 2, and therefore the center distance is given by m by 2 zp plus zg. So this is the way we can define the different terms which are used in the gears. So another term we will define which is called as the gear ratio. So what is the gear ratio? Gear ratio, which is denoted by G, is number of teeth on the gear to the number of teeth on the pinion, or the speed of pinion to the speed of gear is given by the gear ratio. There is one more term which is generally used, which is called as the transmission ratio. So students, here you should have to clearly understand what is the difference between the gear ratio and the transmission ratio. The transmission ratio is the angular speed, is the ratio of angular speed of the first driving gear to the angular speed of the last driven gear in a gear train. So this transmission ratio is generally used in case of gear trains. So suppose this is the speed of first N1 and this is the speed of N3. So this I is given by N1 upon N3. Okay, so that you should be remember. And the face width, which is B, which I have told you, is nothing but this distance B, and this B is nothing but the face width of the gear teeth. So this is all about the fundamentals of the spur gears. In the next lecture, we will see the standard systems of tooth profile, as well as we will see the force analysis of the spur gears.